You know that feeling of being completely trapped by complicated plans? Like you're trying to make a big change, but you're just drowning in rules and steps? Well, today we're going to unpack a story about how one tiny, almost ridiculously simple rule sparked this massive transformation. It kind of proves that the most powerful changes often come from the smallest places.
So, it all kicks off with this one simple question. And it's a question that really challenges everything we think we know about making big changes in our lives. Is the biggest difference that we're all searching for
Made by the smallest, most unassuming change? I mean, really, that's the core idea we're digging into here, and it's all based on this fascinating real-life account.
Okay, so where does this whole journey begin? It starts from a place I think a lot of us can relate to, just feeling totally overwhelmed. It's about that decision to just get off the hamster wheel of complicated solutions and try something radically simple instead.
It was just a single moment of clarity, a choice to stop overthinking everything, and instead just do one little thing differently. A personal experiment, really, with zero grand expectations.
And here it is. This was the rule. That's it. This wasn't some new diet, not a complex meal plan, just two simple instructions. Eat a small portion and don't go back for seconds. It sounds almost too simple, right?
But of course, you know how it goes. Simple doesn't always mean easy. That first week was a huge test. It was basically a battle against years and years of habits and things you do without even thinking.
Yeah, it was just weird. Breaking a lifelong habit of piling food on a plate and eating until you're stuffed, it felt completely unnatural, almost like it was wrong. That mental hurdle was way higher than you think.
Now this slide is where it gets super interesting. It's this battle between what you feel and what's actually real. The fear was this deep down anxiety, right? I'm gonna be hungry later. But the reality? It was just visual. The plate just looked a little emptier. The biggest fight wasn't happening in the stomach at all. It was all in the mind.
But pushing through that initial discomfort, well, that's what led to the breakthrough. This is the point in the story where it flips from being a struggle to a genuinely unexpected transformation.
And get this, it didn't take months or years. In just 7 days, the first signs of a real shift started to show up. And it wasn't just physical, it was a huge internal change too.
First up, there was a physical lightness. Not just what the scale said, but that feeling of not being weighed down after a meal. Then came the mental victory. This powerful sense of being in the driver's seat, of making one clear choice instead of a dozen little ones.
And maybe the most shocking part, those cravings that used to run the show, they just faded away. The body and the mind were literally recalibrating. And look at this. This chart shows it perfectly. It's this incredible inverse relationship. As that feeling of control went up, the power of those cravings just plummeted. See, that's the magic of keeping it simple. By getting rid of that constant debate in your head, should I have more, am I full, it just erased all that decision fatigue. And that one sense of control naturally made the cravings weaker.
So this wasn't some flash in the pan. That first week was just the beginning of a truly sustainable change. That one small, consistent action led to slow, steady, and most importantly, lasting results. And yet, the proof was right there on the scale. So as the weeks rolled on, the changes started to become obvious to other people. And you know what happens then, right? People get curious. They all wanted to know the secret.
And every single one of them was expecting to hear about some crazy workout routine, a super restrictive diet, or some complex system that was impossible to follow. I think we're all just wired to believe that big results have to come from big, complicated efforts.
They were all ready for this long, complicated answer. So, what was it? What was the secret that unlocked everything? This. The answer was exactly the same as the rule from the very beginning. The pure genius of it was in its simplicity. No hidden tricks, no secret steps. Just one single, powerful habit done over and over and over again.
And that right there is the real takeaway. We so often think we need to completely overhaul our lives, when maybe all it takes is turning one tiny, crucial gear, but turning it consistently. That one little action can set everything else in motion. So as you go about your day, maybe think about this. What's the one tiny gear you could turn today that might just change everything tomorrow?